Congratulations on signing up for a creative life. Congratulations on banishing the word retirement. For you have signed up to something that has the power to sustain every breath you take from here on, if you give over to it. A creative life will give you the best of times and what feels like the worst of times. A creative life is a marathon. It's not a sprint. But like running a marathon, in your creative life, there are times you go faster and there are times that you go slower. Times to conserve energy and times to push through. Times to nourish and times to sweat. Times when you feel like you're at the back of the pack, feel like others have moved ahead of you, feel like success is past. However, still running is actually where the success lies. For up ahead, maybe, when you push through, if you don't leave early, you would never have known about the opportunity that just might be ahead. So stay in the game. It's a marathon. Keep going. A creative life will question yourself about what success looks like, will make you compare, will make you think you are failing when in fact you are just moving through the many phases of certainty and uncertainty, arrival and departure, construction and deconstruction, personal love and public indifference, personal indifference and public love. But don't be driven by external likes, but by these internal loves, because the antidote to self-worth is always the creative flow. What true creativity has is its dysfunctional logic that grabs ideas from disparate and sometimes desperate places that make no sense. And I think it's this nonsensical grabbing that makes things interesting. Because boredom, I think, is your aspiration. Because it's the seed of creativity, the creative, generative potential of unknownness. And the connecting of unknown things to try and make some meaning of something. A few years ago, I was teaching animation to a student, but that student was a mature age student and they were an ex-lawyer who was giving up law to actually pursue the creative life that they realised that they wanted to teach. And she had some really interesting insights. And she said, with law, I just had to learn what had happened in law prior and be able to recall it. She said it was a memory game based on precedent. But in being creative, every line I draw and every creative step I take in my work has no right answer. Everything is negotiable. Every direction could be right or it could actually be wrong. And I realise there is no actual right and there's no actual wrong. It's just your intuition. It's just what feels right. The work tells me what's working. I don't tell it. And she said, I love that discomfort. And I love it when I have that aha moment, when it just feels right. So the skills that you've been taught are highly desirable and they're highly transferable. I mean, you speak to so many people and you tell them, you know, whatever your creative industry is, you're working on the creative industries, and they go, oh, I'm not creative. And, well, they're not, because they don't have a degree, right? So you've got a degree. You've got the proof, right? You've got it. You can say it, I did it, I passed my marks. You were gifted, you know, you had to work a bit, I know, but you were gifted the gift of making sense of things that others struggle to make sense of. and you do it with a song, you do it with a word, you do it with a gesture, you do it with a note, a riff, or with the beat of a drum. I think that you have the power to change how people feel about the world, about the things happening around them, and about themselves. You have the power to rethink how businesses imagine things and their processes and looking for new ideas and entrepreneurship. You have the power and the skills to help governments change policies. Or you can even create the soundtrack to a revolution. You help people find hope when there isn't any. You help people find love when there isn't any. Well, they just can't see it. You help people find meaning when they can't find it for themselves. And you help people find joy and energy and laughter and tears when they didn't even know that they needed it. You are the doctors of the soul, the nurses of the heart, and the paramedics of possibility. And like all marathons, I think you wouldn't run one unless they were all on hand. So go forth, breathe every breath, make it creative till that final breath, which will be the ultimate creative act. Enjoy.